Haruka Kiritani was a member of the nationally famous idol group Asrun. Her incredible charisma made her the most popular member of that group, but unfortunately, it was disbanded. She goes to Miyamasazaka Girls Academy, same as Minori.
I've really got to pick up the slack on doing the little fucking music bits now that Ash is, recovering from surgery. Hello, and welcome to Soulmates, where we talk about all our favorite little guys and all our favorite little games. I'm Ivy Fox. You can find me at Ivy Fox Art on co-host, and you can find our sister podcast, Together We'll Shine, an Oot and a Rewatch podcast, on your podcast app of choice. Not joining me, as always, is Ash, who is, at the time of the release of this episode, recovering from surgery. You can find him resting and healing in your local dirt on Ko-Fi at Asherlark, and also running this show's co-host at Soul-Mates-Podcast. Feel more than free to use the co-host asks feature to send them a nice message, like, "Hey Ash, I miss your voice on the podcast. I hope to hear it soon. Get well soon." Don't send that message, because it has too many soons, but you'll figure it out. Our theme is by Sueños Electrónicos, who you can find on Bandcamp, and our cover art is by Rygarden, who you can find on Instagram. Welcome, everyone, to the Great Gacha World Tour, where we explore sights unseen in the world of gacha games. Please keep your hands and feet inside the vehicle at all times. For our first stop, we'll be visiting Hatsune Miku Colorful Stage, aka Project Sekai, a blend of cute and appealing Vocaloids with action rhythm gaming. There we go, that's a decent blurb. Joining us today as our local tour guide and expert, it's Birb.
Hello, it's me, Birb.
It's you, Birb.
You probably know me from,
Birb.
Good question.
Go outside, look at tree, Birb.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, Birb. How you doing, Birb?
I'm doing well.
Thank you for being on the podcast. I'm very excited to have you.
I'm very excited to be here.
Okay, Birb. We need to get one thing straight, which is, do we call it Hatsune Miku Colorful Stage, or do we call it Project Sekai? Both of these are, like, real names, but we need to pick a lane. And you're the expert.
They are both real names, I agree. But the original release for Japan is called Project Sekai Colorful Stage, featuring Hatsune Miku.
Uh-huh.
So usually people shorten that to Project Sekai, and they can refer to the Japanese version, the English version, and other releases of the game.
Noted.
So pretty much just Project Sekai.
Okay, great. Okay, thank God. I can breathe easy. Now I know what word to say. Tell me about Project Sekai. What's appealing about Project Sekai? What's good about Project Sekai? Why do you like Project Sekai? Tell me about it.
I love Project Sekai. It's a wonderful game, and I really enjoy playing it. The main appeal is all of the Vocaloid songs that they have in-game. Because, like with most other Hatsune Miku rhythm games, but this one is on your phone, and it's good.
Uh-huh. What's appealing about the art in this game, in your mind? What makes it stick out, or what makes it nice to look at, or what is the appeal of the art in this game particularly, would you say? What do you like about it? What do you like about it especially? What do you think it does especially well?
Because all of the art is focused on characters, I wonder what podcast we're recording. They tend to draw they tend to draw a lot of different clothing, and it's I find it really interesting to look at how it's patterned out, and also sometimes they have cool hairstyles that are neat and different.
Well, it's a good thing that they've chosen a visual format in terms of how the cards are laid out that makes it really easy to see people's clothings and outfits. It's really good that they've done that and not done the opposite of that, which is pick a pick a format that makes it really, really hard to display.
Landscape mode.
This game has art in landscape mode of portraits of characters. We'll talk about this.
This causes problems.
This may or may not cause problems. Anyway, that aside, who are we talking about today?
We're talking about one of my favorite characters, Haruka Kiritani.
Uh-huh. Why? Why is she good? Why you pick her?
She's good for many reasons. I think my biggest attachment is one of the specific cards that we will be talking about, I think is really pretty.
Okay.
And I think that it's a really good example of how this game can do art good.
Art good.
Art good.
Imagine.
And then secondly, I have tiered in this game because this game has events and they're ranked. And I got top 50 in one of the events. Where
Truly
Haruka
a
was
local expert.
Character.
Truly a local expert.
I really am an expert.
Damn.
A local expert on one event.
Well, you know.
I made an edit of one of the images that I will share with you, Ivy.
Uh-huh.
However, we could probably get someone to post it on the co-host.
Someone. I wonder who. I wonder who runs our co-host. Who could it be?
I wonder who runs the co-host.
What mysterious little finicky child could that be? I don't know why I said that about Ash. Hope you're doing well, Ash. Love you.
We love you.
Fucking great. Do you like this character? I don't know things about Vocaloids. They're guys, they sing, but they're not real guys, unless maybe they are. Who could say?
Haruka is
do you like
notably not one of the Vocaloid characters.
Fuck. Well,
because this character has 20, a lot of, what's the word? Original characters.
I see.
They made specifically for this game, and they're the ones that are most often featured.
Who aren't Vocaloids?
Hatsune Miku's there.
Oh.
They aren't Vocaloids. They're voiced by actual people.
Oh, I guess that's why it's Project Sekai featuring Hatsune Miku. I understand.
Yeah, a little bit.
This is disappointing. I wanted to talk about her as a Vocaloid, but I guess she just fucking isn't. Well, moving on. She's a person. She's a real person. Interesting.
She's at Anime Expo.
Fast.
Like, a few weeks ago from release. But still.
Huh. Wild. Well,
very neat things.
You ready to talk about some art?
I am very ready to talk about some art.
Sick. All right. Birb is There are a billion trillion pieces of art in this game.
Yeah.
And
as of right now, there are.
I was trying to figure out. I was trying to figure out the wiki.
As of recording, there are 900 plus cards.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out.
Which have 2 images.
I was trying to figure out
That's getting almost to 2,000.
I was trying to figure out the wiki, and I was like, okay, how do I look at the cards? Because I went to the character pages, and it didn't have direct links to the cards, and I was like, why would you do this to me? Why do you hate me? Why aren't you as good as MeasuringSoul.club, a weirdly good wiki?
We should talk about what wiki we're using. We're using sekaipedia.org. You can find the images that we are looking at sekaipedia.org/wiki/Kiritani_Haruka/gallery.
Link will be in the episode description. But
I'm not spelling that because it's a bit too long.
Uh, Krita. No,
That's
never
wrong.
mind. I give up. No, I have to do it for Ash. TANI_HARUKA. There we go.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was trying to figure out how the fuck to look at the images on this of this fucking game, and so I was like, okay, I missed the gallery button on the character page, so I went to the main page and I was like, okay, show me cards, and I was like, okay, do you want cards 0 through 100? And I was like, and then I was like, cards 100 through 200, and I was like, how about 200 through 300? And it just keeps going, and it's so many image, too many image.
This
so we're not
game
going to
has
look
been
at
going
every image.
for 3.5 years now.
We're not going to look at every image. So Birb has hand
We're not looking
selected
at all
some
of them.
image. Birb has hand selected some image. Thank you for doing this, Birb. Really like having you on.
You're very welcome.
What's our first image?
These are some wonderful images that I would love to talk about. So let's start talking about them. Our first image is titled The Me Who Isn't an Idol, or the localized version, The Non-Idol Me.
I don't like that localization, but okay. The me who's not an idol flows much better. The non-idol me, it's gummy. I don't like it.
Sometimes the translations are better than the localizations.
It's her. She's wearing a little kind of like lacy sort of top under a little blue dress, under sort of like a sweater. She's got a little purse. She's standing in an empty subway car, with advertisements for Vocaloids sort of conspicuously above her.
Advertisements for her specifically.
Advertisements for her. And also advertisements for, like, fruit pudding, fruit jelly, cans of fruit yogurt. It's gotta be yogurt, right? It doesn't have to be tubs of yogurt.
I think that's yogurt. It's probably yogurt. It looks like yogurt.
I imagine that the yogurt advertisement is much more important than the idol advertisement. That makes more sense.
That's literally about her, you know.
She just loves yogurt. That's what we're being told here in this image. And she's like looking off to the side, out the window, the sort of sunset hues coming in through the windows, and she's got a little kind of like slightly frustrated look, or sad, thoughtful, ponderous, one could say, if you will.
If you will.
If you will. What do you like about this image? Why this image?
I picked this image because this is Haruka's default 3-star card. Every character, including the Vocaloids, have a default 3-star card, and this is Haruka's. This is an important setup for her character because this is included in the main story when she is feeling sad and dejected about how she quit being an idol. And she's just like,
the me who isn't
liked
an idol.
It, but also it wasn't it wasn't good for me.
I understand.
As mentioned in the intro, her former group, Asrun, disbanded under not very good circumstances for Haruka.
I like the light coming in. Details about this image I like. I'm sort of like, I think she looks fine. But mostly I just like the light coming in through the window. These sort of like softly glowing windows look really, really nice. The little motes of dust look really nice. It has a good mood.
One of the artists' greatest strength in this game, they don't credit the artists, unfortunately. They're probably just internal people at Colorful Palette. That's the name of the company. Not kidding you. They do lighting really well. Some of my favorite images are literally just them flexing with their lighting. They do such a good job at it.
Moving on,
we have the trained version of the me who isn't an idol.
Okay, hang on. First of all, explain to me the concept of the trained version, because like what's
the trained version tends to be the sparkly one that they show off.
Sure. I've noticed
This
that a
is
lot of them.
also included in the main story.
I've noticed that a lot of them do this thing where they like go from extremely kind of like normal, being normal, um,
Yeah.
to like fantasy wonderland. Why
Yes.
is this? What's the purpose behind this?
The purpose behind this is one of the main selling points is that the characters go to these places called Sekai, based around a
Okay,
theme for Haruka because she's a pop idol. She's part of a pop idol group. That's the stage Sekai, and so here she is in the stage Sekai,
I
a
see.
performance.
What's Sekai?
Sekai is you want the game's definition or basically or like the Spark Notes version of it that isn't as like feelings bullshitted.
Give me the best one.
Okay. So a Sekai is a place that is quote born from people's thoughts or feelings. And it's basically all of the characters in the game get this weird app that shows up on their phone. And it transports them to this alternate reality called where they can enter their Sekai.
Fascinating.
Fascinating.
Fascinating. Okay, good to know. Do
I
you
never
know?
thought about this too much before.
Okay. Do you know what Sekai all of these things are going to be? There's like discrete
Uh,
Sekai?
this
This
is
is the stage Sekai
uh
you've mentioned.
yeah, this is
But
the
like
stage
not
Sekai.
all of her
There's
things are. Do you know all of them?
not all of them are unique Sekais. Some of them are just he's in this location now. For fun.
Fascinating. Taking notes. Anyway, we can talk about the image now. She's in her little
Mhm.
fucking. She has her little layered skirts and her little vest under her little shirt. She's doing a little wink at the camera as she sings out to a bunch of fans that you can't really see. They're just kind of glow sticks floating, which is
They're just
fun.
glow sticks, yeah.
There's a little thing behind her that has three-leaf clovers and says more for some reason.
Yeah.
A
The
little
name of the group is
billboard.
More Jump.
Oh, it's raining golden confetti.
Kelly. This is
My
like
favorite kind
pasta.
of pasta. Um, there's bright shining lights coming from every direction. Big smile, big wink. She's doing a little sort of like jump up on one leg. Um, Fun, cute. I like it. I like this less than the other image, I think, weirdly. Even though it's less flashy, I just think
Hmm.
that the lighting it's doing is a little bit less interesting and it's very busy.
It
And I
is
also think
very
she's
busy,
like
I agree.
weirdly she feels a little small in the frame, but that's okay. Um
Hmm.
what do you like about this image? Why'd you pick this?
Uh Again, I picked this because this is her default card. It's showing her in her default show outfit for
Uh-huh.
when she's performing in the stage Sekai
Uh-huh.
or in the 3D lives
Yes.
because they have those in this game. And almost all of the costumes that you will see or the trained cards are available in game,
Wild. That must take an insane amount of work considering how many
which is
cards there are.
why which is why every event is like 10 days and they only release like 3 outfits.
Uh-huh.
Which is
Nuts.
still quite a bit. They
Uh-huh.
put a lot of work into this game, and it's very admirable.
Uh-huh.
A little note that I have about the art is that if you zoom in on Haruka's cheek, there's a little bead of sweat or maybe tears. This is because in the story, this image is used right after the rest of her group, her new group, More Jump, encouraged her to be like, "You can be an idol again. We believe in you."
Uh-huh.
Sort of speech.
But she's a little
She
nervous.
she had just been like crying. She
Uh-huh.
had just been crying, so that might be a tear or it might be sweat because she's exerting herself.
Uh-huh.
It is hard to do pop performances.
Mm-hmm. Is it time to talk about Diagonalitis?
I think now is a good time to talk about diagonalitis.
So, diagonalitis is a great disease. Diagonalitis disease, as it's officially known, also known as the disease of humanity, in which gacha games, for various reasons, will have horizontally framed art, but also like be really, really obsessed with showing you a full person's outfit. These are contradictory because people are tall and not wide, you know? And so what a lot of artists do is that they sort of tilt the characters 45 degrees, or they tilt the camera 45 degrees, to find ways to show off more of the outfit, and it's kind of weird. IMO, it looks kind of bad. I think it looks fine on this one. She's kind of like in an action shot, and it's got sort of like a handy cam kind of feeling, and so it feels and it's also like shot from underneath a little bit, so it feels a little bit more natural for it to be on this angle. But it does still kind of weird me out because like she's kind of small in the frame, and so she could be more vertical and look a little bit more natural. And you could still see basically the same amount of outfit or even more. But that's okay. It doesn't bother me on this one. It's just worth bringing up as early as possible. Diagonalitis, a lot of...
We will get to diagonalitis later.
I honestly, the previous one has worse diagonalitis. Again, there it works a little bit because it's supposed to feel a little bit like off kilter and, you know, etc., etc. The camera's sort of oriented to the tilt of her head, and it almost kind of works. But like, once you look at every image in this game, and then you look at any other image that is not like this, you're like, image normal? Why it diagonal? Why it's so diagonal?
Unfortunately, images are strange.
Image strange. That's the podcast. Why image strange? Are you ready to move on?
Yeah, I'm ready to move on.
Okay.
The next card that we're talking about is called An Idol's Duty, in both EN and JP. They didn't change this one.
In this one, she's just she's sitting at the top of a set of stairs. She's very focused on her little notebook. She's in like a sporty outfit. She's got like a pink sweater and pink jogging pants. She looks like she's picked these up in the fucking like Pokemon Go avatar creator store. No offense. And she's sitting in this stairwell. Light streaming in through the window. There's some discarded party supplies, presumably from like a school festival. And then next to her, sort of kneeling down, and she's really focused on this little notepad she has, and next to her, kneeling down, is a girl with brown hair, who you're about to tell me the name of. She's got a little flower in her hair.
Her name
she's
is
wearing a little
Minori.
She's wearing a little shirt that has a little seal on it or something, eating a fish, and is looking at her. Minori is looking at her intently, very focused, almost concerned, maybe. I think this image is fine. There's nothing especially eye-catching to me. It looks like an image. It's nice. The composition's okay.
I forgot. All these images have quotes that come along with them when you get them from the gacha.
Oh no. More things.
It's fine.
Where are they on the wiki? I literally can't find them.
They're not on this wiki. I'm using a different wiki that has too many ads. The non-idol me, or hold on, what's the regular version? The me who isn't an idol. The quote is, "I'm no longer an idol." Pretty simple.
Great. Good for her.
For an idol's duty, the quote is, "What can I do for Shizuku?" Another member of the group.
I see. Thrilling.
Yeah.
Birb, what do you like about this image?
I think that it's a pretty good, just candid shot of these characters existing in their world. Mm-hmm. Because all of these most of these untrains are them existing in the real world. Like, these are real people.
Mm-hmm.
And so you get to see these two characters planning what they can do for their friend.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these untrains are candid shots of, again, the real world. So some of them are not particularly interesting from an art perspective,
Uh-huh.
but it is nice to see how they put in some little details. Like they did a good job on the wood grain on the railing of the stairwell,
Mm-hmm.
and there's little dents in the concrete base.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Agreed.
like how the floor seems too shiny.
They just waxed it. They do this in schools. They wax the floor. They just waxed it. Sometimes they wax the floor and it's real shiny.
It's not that no, it's not that it's too shiny. It's that there's no like separation. It's just
Hmm.
one piece of floor.
Hmm.
Because if this were wood, then it'd have beams. If it were tile, then it would be tiled.
I I
But here's
I
just one
I
piece
get
of
what you're
floor, and it
saying, but
makes
I've
me a
also
little bit
seen
uncomfortable.
that's fair. They could have added some lines. I understand. I'm pretty used to linoleum floors in schools that are like just in huge chunks of linoleum. Um, and thus you can't really see the separation. But I understand what you're saying. It does look like they're sitting on sort of like the surface of a bowling ball that is sort of unending. I understand.
An unending bowling ball.
I think it looks
Intriguing
fine.
concept.
I think it looks fine. Um, I I think it's fine. It looks like a fine shot from an anime, except I don't know what happens before or next. Um, this is less
Yeah.
interesting to me than the previous non-uptied, non-trained. I know words. I know the right words for
You know
things.
words. Mhm.
But it's nice. Next, moving on.
Yeah, I agree.
Now this is an image.
This is such an image. I agree. This is why I picked this card.
This is an
Just the
idol's duty
just the
trained.
trained version.
Uh-huh.
Here we have Haruka in a very flowy dress with a flowy layered dress with ripples and such, and she has multiple flower decorations in her hair, on her sleeves, on her wrists, and along the rest of the dress with some little blue droplets that look like water. She's wearing a choker with a teardrop, and she's laying down next to an ambiguous pool of water with the flowers that she has in her hair and etc. in the water.
Mm-hmm. This is a nice image. There's like a weird fucking fountain thing and like Greek pillars behind her. It's very strange.
Yeah.
And she's in. Do you know what Sekai this is in? By the way.
This is not in a specific sekai.
Uh
Most of
huh.
these aren't in a specific sekai. They're just themed
Noted.
on the event.
Uh huh. It's got sort of this the sort of like hazy feel to it. It's all in this sort of like hazy white light. A lot of the image is out of focus, except for like her face and like her upper torso, but everything else is kind of faded and out of focus. There's this bright white light that's just kind of consuming a lot of the scene. There's little sort of out of focus flower petals floating down everywhere. It's nice. This is a cute dress. I like her weird fucking armband thing. I don't understand it at all. I don't understand what it is. I don't understand how it goes on her arm.
I
But I
don't
like
know
it.
what it's doing either. I do like it.
Who can say? Who can say? It's nice. This is them trying to fix the diagonalitis problem in a different way, which is having her lie down, in which she is,
This can work
in a
very
landscape
well sometimes.
orientation. I will say it doesn't quite work for me personally because we just can't see any of the front of her dress, which is fine. But I have
Yeah.
like a very vague idea of what this dress looks like. I can see like her, her like bustier area, and that's basically it. And some like vague shapes of flowy skirts. This is fine. I like this image. It's just weird for a thing that is supposed to be focused on outfits. I'm like, I feel like I can't see the outfit. but that's okay.
Yeah.
I'll live. It's a nice
This
image.
is this is a 3-star, so it doesn't have an outfit associated with it.
But that's even worse, because then I can't see the outfit anywhere else. I can't see the outfit
It is
on her,
unfortunate.
and so I just don't know what this dress looks like. It's just kind of a massive flowy stuff being consumed by the light.
Oh, and detached sleeves.
She
I think
does
that's
have
detached.
detached sleeves. Fascinating. Yeah, she's got these weird puffy lotus petal detached sleeves. They look like jellyfish that have like lotus petals for tentacles.
They do look like jellyfish.
Very
Also,
strange.
they're slightly sheer.
They are. That like jellyfish.
I didn't notice this.
Um yeah, this image also like I really liked how in the Me Who Isn't an Idol, the first image, and the second image there was follow through. The first image is sort of this ponderous thing, and she's being lit by this sort of like yellow light, and then in the second image, she's being lit by these like blah 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 blah. And there's follow through in terms of theming and shapes and colors and stuff. And in this one, there just kind of isn't. She's in the stairs, and then she's at the pool. And maybe this makes more sense if you understand it more. But this is a sort of an unsatisfying transition to me. Just as someone looking at these two pieces of art and having to be like, wait, but how are these connected?
These are connected very loosely.
Hmm.
Some of these are much better in terms of remaining connected, but this one is not connected. It is just dissociated.
Well, sometimes you dissociate.
They are only
That's
connected
life.
by being the same card.
Mm-hmm. That's life.
Mm-hmm. Shall we move on to the next one?
Yep.
The next one is To the Hardworking You, or You Deserve It.
In this
Picture
one,
is of
it's her and the Minori, right? Minori, I remember that correctly.
Yep.
It's her and Minori.
Mm-hmm.
They're hanging out in front of not in front of the school, just like kind of on the road. There's some trees in the background, sort of dapple lit. They're just wearing their sort of normal student uniforms, just kind of like gray with red scarves. Minori's laughing, and Haruka is looking at her with kind of like a doleful expression. She's very happy to be here with her friend. It's all sort of lit in this sort of sunlight. It's lit by sunlight. It's lit in this sort of sunset hue. There's little rainbows sort of softly everywhere. Extremely gay image, IMO.
It is an extremely gay image.
It's mostly just these two girls just kind of hanging out, and her friend's telling a joke, and she's just happy to be here. It's nice to look at. I like looking at this one a lot. It makes me happy.
I agree. This base image is one of my favorite base images. Not only does it show off good job on the lighting, but also it's well focused on the characters existing.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it does feel like a candid shot.
There's a nice contrast. Sorry, you can finish.
The quote to go along with this card is, "You'll always be an idol, Minori."
Uh-huh.
Because these two are in the same idol group, and Haruka has a lot of confidence in Minori because this event is based around them doing their first show
Uh-huh.
for an online audience, and they do a great job. And so Haruka's really happy. And so is Minori.
One thing I really like about this picture, to sort of talk a little bit about art, is that like it does this sort of fun thing where like the focus of the scene, like the focus of like what is happening between these two characters, is that they're going for a nice little walk, and also that Minori's telling a nice little joke, and like she's laughing and she has her hands up in this sort of like, pleased kind of way. But the focus of the camera is on Haruka, and it's this really nice moment of like feeling like you're in her head, and like, she is focusing on Minori. Minori is focusing on herself, but like, I'm doing a really shit job of explaining this.
Yeah,
It's focusing
I do get
on.
it.
It's focusing on. Well, we have a whole audience of people. It's focusing on Haruka's affection for her friends, which is not the main action of the scene. And this is fun to sort of like change the focus of the scene through like the literal focus of the camera to this sort of small quiet thing instead of like the loud thing. I like it. It's nice. It's nicely composed to like elicit a very happy feeling.
Yeah. Funnily enough, cards in this game have attributes, and this one's attribute is happy. I won't be bringing this up for every card.
Happy.
Happy.
You've shown me this card before, this next one, to the hardworking you
have.
trained. And my
I
first
love
response
this
was,
card.
she's in the Kingdom Hearts 3 Sora gets his soul back realm.
They are... Yeah. She's in that realm.
She's been defeated by a Heartless. So
She's been
sad.
defeated by a Heartless.
So sad. F.
Yeah. Here it shows all 4 members of Mormor Jump, Shizuku, Minori, Haruka, then Airi, in a line, with Minori facing the sunrise, and everyone else facing away. There are little feathers decorating the image, and they're standing in an endless ocean, with no ripples.
They're
This
standing,
is notable.
yeah, they're standing in an endless void of reflective surface with like sky above them. You know, like the Kingdom Hearts 3 Death Realm. We're all familiar.
I'm not particularly familiar,
That's
but I
fine.
think that the association is funny.
That's fine. Doesn't matter. Why is Minori turned away from the group? This is very ominous looking. I have to ask.
I don't have a definitive answer.
Okay. She's also dramatically framed by these 3 feathers. Yeah. It looks like she's about to betray them. She looks like Judas.
I think
this is fine.
I interpret it more as a Minori is faced towards the sun because she is embracing the light and embracing the joy of being an idol, while the others are still a bit reserved about it. Remember, this is like one of the first events in the game. And it's also Minori's focus event, so that's why she's different than the rest.
I see. What do you like about this card?
I love how the sky is painted. It looks painterly to me, and it specifically reminds me of the comet scene from Your Name. Like the sky is doing the same vibes. I love the little stars up in the top right corner. And then the clouds in the top left to give it some good variety in terms of sky representation.
I hate Your Name, so we can't talk about this. We can't have a fight live on air. We need to not have a fight live on air for Ash.
I think that looks nice.
I accept this. It does look nice. It does. The sky looks really nice. You can't see them like at all. They're so silhouetted and they're so small in the frame, and you can't really see them. And this is probably fine because they're just wearing their sort of normal outfits, right? It's just kind of funny for a like character focused game to have a piece of art where you can't really see the characters. And you can't really see anything more than their like silhouettes. But it's also kind of cool. It strikes me as very funny.
Yeah. This image is not very much about Haruka, which is criminal. Love Haruka. But also, this is Minori's first focus event. It is all centered around her.
Sure, it's centered around the group. I get it. I will say that this transitions nicely from the last one The last one is all about Haruka's love for her friend, and in this one, she's in the void with her friends, ready to pass on to the abyss, you know? It's nice. And like the lighting follows suit. We go from this sort of like very warm to this very cold. This is a thing I'm learning that they love to do slowly. Is shift color palettes while keeping sort of like the general vibes. The other one feels very much like a sunset. This feels like a sunrise in the way the particular lighting is. It's nice. It's a nice follow through. I'm fine with this image. I think it's a nice image. I think it looks nice, and also it's nice. IMO.
It's nice.
It's fine. I'm not gonna be mean. I'm not gonna be mean. I'm here in your house. I can't be mean to. Can't be mean to the things you love in your house.
Aren't I in your house?
No, we're visiting you. We're on the Great Gacha World Tour. You're our local tour guide. The lore, Birb. The lore.
You are visiting me.
This is your house.
I see how it is.
This is your house, Birb.
I think that you're allowed to criticize me a little bit in my own house, but we can.
I think this image is a tiny bit boring. IMO. I look at it one time and I understand everything in it, and that's okay. But it's still nice. Anyway. Next image.
Here we have In Front of What I Love, or In the Face of What I Love. This is a picture of Haruka holding a very large stuffed penguin plushie, because Haruka loves penguins. Her friends took her to a penguin-themed cafe, and here she's just in awe at the adorableness of this penguin. The quote for this image is, so cute! With a ... exclamation mark.
In front of what I love. Big penguin. Large penguin. Oh, I love that it has a little satchel that has fish in it. This one's really good. Her smile is sort of terrifying to me. It's too empty, but that's okay.
It's a bit too big.
It's too, like, round. It bothers me for some reason. But I love that she has so many penguins. She's just... And I love the little satchel, the little penguin themed menus. This is very cute. I like this image. I feel like it has really good flow. I like the composition of this image. The sort of big penguin is really dark and bold, and so it draws your eyes first, and then your eyes are sort of drawn down her arm to her face, and like, you know, and then like from her face you see that she's surrounded by these penguins, and then you soak in the details of the rest of the thing, and it's really like, it's nice. I like looking at this image a lot. Pleasant for my eyes.
So pleasant to see happy people.
She's got a cute little blouse on, but it's not too much. And she's just like having a good time at this penguin themed cafe. Love that this penguin has a little fucking satchel full of fish. Genuinely great joke.
It is a fantastic detail.
I like how all the different penguin plushies are different like types of penguin. You have like an emperor penguin. I don't know types of penguins, but I know a different type of penguin.
There's a macaroni in there somewhere.
Exactly. It's nice. I like this one a lot. Menu. I like how you can see one knee of her friend. Friend knee. It's just there to establish that there's someone else here.
Yeah.
But it's very funny. It's just kind of, once you notice it, you're like, oh, knee.
Yeah.
Knee.
You don't tend to see it a lot because most of the other times an image is displayed, it's either a focused headshot or a head and body shot of the character.
Uh-huh. Good image. Do you have more to say about it?
There's a lot of sparkly, bubbly filter effects.
There are a lot of sparkly, bubbly filter effects
on the surrounding part of
I'm not
the
sure
image.
that these are necessary, honestly.
I'm not quite sure they're necessary.
I think the ones around her head are nice because they accentuate her like emotional state. But the fact that they're just everywhere is too much. IMO. But it's also fine. Like, it doesn't bother me too much. I'm just like, we can just look at the art that you drew. You know,
it looks just as well as it needs to.
Pleasant. I like it.
Pleasant. Next image.
This next image kind of makes me want to throw up.
Diagonalitis.
Yeah, this is Diagonalitis to the extreme. I look at this image and I feel like I'm about to fall over. She's like terminal Diagonalitis here. She in a little maid costume that's covered in bows and has a weird like metal garter, girdle, the thing around her waist. It's covered in little. It's like black and white and covered in little yellow and gold bows. She has a little crown on. She's doing a wink. She loves to do a wink at the camera, I'm learning. She's carrying a thing.
Many characters love to do winks at the camera.
She's carrying a plate. I guess she's a server at this maid cafe. She's carrying a plate of like a tall stack of thick pancakes covered in strawberries and strawberry syrup. And honestly, it looks pretty good. Oh, she also has shoes, which you can see because of the diagonalitis. They're just kind of like little dress shoes with like a weird sort of golden. I used to know what this thing is. You know, the thing that covers shoes. You know the one. Anyway, and then behind her is like a legion of penguins. There are different kinds of penguins, which is cute. They have little bow ties, all their little bow ties and neckties, and they're all different colors. One of them's carrying an omelet. One of them's carrying like a salad. One of them's carrying a little thing of penguin dumplings, a thing of tea. And they're here to serve you. This extremely tilted woman and her legion of mildly horrifying penguins. I love that the penguins have clawed feet like real penguins. They're just kind of intimidating in a way. Blah. Why is she so diagonal? She's so diagonal. Ugh.
She is so diagonal.
There's so many things in this image. There's so much stuff. There's so much stuff on this image. Detached sleeves, first of all. She has like every time I look at it I find a new bow that's on her image.
Hold on.
That's on her outfit. There's a lot going on. Are you okay?
I am trying to check if these sleeves are actually detached or not.
It doesn't.
Unfortunately, I cannot find a good other image of this outfit.
It's fine.
So I'm just going to assume that they are.
They have the feel of detached sleeves. That's what matters. It shows us some shoulder just completely arbitrarily. There's so much shit going on in this image.
There's a lot of shit going on.
It's not the worst outfit ever, but I'm not super interested in maid outfits, and there's so many layers and there's so many. I just feel like if she wasn't diagonal, we could get a really nicely composed shot of like her sort of front and center with the penguins around her and sort of like, and have like really nice clean visual hierarchy. But instead, because we have to be in awful diagonal worlds, terminal diagonalitis,
this is a solid 45-degree angle.
It feels like more than 45-degree angle. It has to be more than 45-degree angle. It's a
little bit more, I think. She is standing a little bit aside. Like
the thing that's at the top, the physical top of the image, from a like grounded perspective, is like one of the background penguins. And this is weird, and it messes with the like fucking hierarchy of the image, and it's very strange, and it's... This image, it's a lot. Thank you for showing me this image so that my eyes can hurt. Very important part of the show is when you look at an image and it hurts your eyes.
Kill.
How do you feel about this image, Birb?
I think that this is one of the best examples of consistent theming from the untrained to the trained art, because this is Haruka's event. It is based around them going to a penguin-themed cafe, and so they made all of the trains about them working at the penguin-themed cafe. With actual penguins, because this is Fantasyland now.
Right, we're in a Sekai, of course. We're all familiar with this.
This is not a specific Sekai.
I don't like the shift of theming, TBH. I mean, I agree with you that we're clearly like in a place and then we're in the fantasy version of that place, and that's really nice. I don't like that in the second image she is serving me. I like in the first image that she's so happy. I just like it when she's happy. I just want her to be happy.
So
Um,
happy in the first
and
image.
in the second image, it's like she's working. She's been reduced to a laborer, laboring for my entertainment. And it's like, no, I want you to be enjoying this penguins, girl. I want you to be eating this stack of strawberry pancakes. Maybe this is just me being weird, but I don't want her to serve me. I want her to be happy. She shouldn't have to go into this.
She's working at a penguin-themed maid cafe.
Yeah, but what if she got to go to the penguin-themed maid cafe and she just got to sit there and look at the penguins?
Well, that's the first image.
No, but that's but the real penguins in the fantasy land. Why does she have to be working in the fantasy land? Why does she have to perform labor in the fantasy land? It's her fantasy land.
Because this is a gacha game.
No, I don't like it. Why? No, I should be serving her, TBH. I want to serve her these strawberry pancakes. I just want her to be happy. That's all I really have to say.
There's a little, capelet thing on her side that has, on the inside, little penguins. I think that's really cute detailing.
Okay, you're right. Wait.
I love cute detailing.
Yeah, that is cute detailing. You got me there. Well, that was Whiplash.
Whiplash!
In Lima's Company, another game that has this sort of a base version and then an upgraded version, you have the choice of choosing what art you want to use. I would always choose...
You can also do this in this game.
Okay, great. I would always choose the first art for this one. The second art makes me feel bad. I don't like looking at it, and I would like to stop looking at it now. Please.
Then let's.
Great.
Our next image is, if I could deliver it someday, or translated, someday I'll deliver. These are both very different ways to phrase this.
Someday I'll deliver.
Here we have Haruka in a place that looks like that one Greek town with all the white and blue.
Yeah, like from Overwatch.
Like from Greece.
Right.
She's walking down a blue stairway with some ambiguous figure behind her, and they're both wearing, Haruka's wearing her normal outfit as seen in,
little blue dress over a little black blouse and then white sweater.
Mm-hmm. And the person behind her is in a little sundress with nice flowery details on the skirt. And the girl behind her is going up while she is going down, and Haruka looks like she has just paused.
This does look like the moment before the anime outro kicks in. Cliffhanger moment. Is this Minori? Is that who this is supposed to be?
It is vague, actually. We don't know who this is.
A mystery. It's her hair color.
It is.
I like this image a lot. This is just really, the blue is really nice, and I like the way it cuts the blue with these sort of splotches of pink on the tiling of the staircase, and this little pink hanging flower. But it's got this sort of beautiful kind of rich blue Greco, blue and green. It feels very coastal town, even though we can't see the sea. These bright whites of the building. It's it's really this sun streaming down. It's really nice and beautiful. I kind of don't like looking at her. Her expression kind of freaks me out. The way they draw faces in this game, I'm learning, kind of freaks me out sometimes. The way they draw mouths is weird to me, but that's okay. I like this, but I like this mysterious girl. The mysterious girl sort of half in shadow while she's sort of stepping out into the light. Haruka is really nice. This is just really pleasant to look at. If only for honestly, I like the environmental art way more than the character art in this one. I could go for this with Haruka removed. no offense to her. I just like looking at this, the composition of this, the sort of 2/3 of the staircase and the 2/3 of sort of like the city in the background. And the city is this weird kind of like abstract tower of buildings that like don't think about it too hard. But just like, it's very vibesy. It's really nice. I like this one. What do you think of this one?
This is. Feel like I say this with like every other image, but this is one of my favorite images to show people that don't know what Project Sekai is. Just for the art alone, it is so pretty and lovely shades of blue. I am a big fan of lovely shades of blue, and this image has it in spades.
Blue, like Hatsune Miku.
Yeah,
That's
like
all I have to
Hatsune
say.
Miku.
Like Hatsune Miku.
Also, yeah, I confirmed. The mystery woman is a mystery woman. It's supposed to be someone that Haruka looked up to in the past.
Okay.
Definitively not Minori.
Definitely not Minori, but it's notable that she looks like her. Makes you think.
Makes you think.
Makes you think. Next image?
Next image.
This one I like too. She's like clearly in the same city. There's like such nice continuity here. She's like sitting on, girl, careful, don't fall. She's sitting on like the fucking balustrade of like an apartment building. There's like a blue kind of wooden sunshade over her. She's wearing this really nice sort of flowy layered white dress. This very kind of touristy dress, but not in a bad way. Just like nice summer dress, nice fancy summer dress, and like a straw hat to keep the sun out of her eyes. She's surrounded by doves, one of which is really conspicuously holding the 3-leaf clover that I now know is the logo for her idol group. There's continues to be these little sort of planters full of flowers, really just nice sort of lilac flowers. And she's just kind of like sitting on this balustrade and like looking out on the city, and she has a smile on her face, and like she just looks very content. It's really nice. I like a lot of the detailing in this one. I like the detailing of the tiles and the detailing of the metal work on the door behind her. You can see a little bit of the room inside. There's a little bookshelf. I think this is a nice attention to detail. The city still looks nice. There's really nice continuity between these two images. The first image felt like her kind of like wetting her feet in this place. You know, she's wearing the outfit she showed up in. And then this one, she's really comfy and happy, and she like is sort of blending in a really nice way.
It's like she lives here now.
Yeah, she either lives here now or she's just deeper into her little vacation, and she's surrounded by doves for sort of ambiguous vibesy reasons. The doves form a nice sort of like circle around the image that like is really pleasing to sort of follow with your eye. The composition in here is nice. It does have a little bit of diagonalitis, which I think is a little bit unnecessary. I like the last image doesn't have any diagonalitis, and it still manages to show her like in a vertical orientation and do like a really good job. And I don't understand why they do this to me, but it's fine. But again, I'm slightly more okay with the diagonalitis here because it's got sort of like a handycam sort of vibe. You know, we're looking up at her. I'm realizing that looking down at people with the camera tilted feels weird. Looking up at people with the camera tilted feels a lot more natural. This is me learning about perspective, I guess. But
yeah,
it looks nice. I like this image. Vibesy. These two are probably my favorite like set so far. They have a lot of I really like both of them. They have a lot of nice coherence between them. Enjoyable.
It's one of my favorites for Haruka. This specific card is her colorful festival card, which are like very limited cards that are all about this character specifically. And they take place in a fragment Sekai, which is based on that specific character's hopes and feelings.
Fascinating.
So, this is just where she wants to live.
The Sekai lore.
And I want to live here too. This looks like a cool place.
Uh-huh. It's nice. I like it. Should we take a 5-minute break?
I think a 5-minute break now is a good time.
Okay. See you all soon.
All right.
雑貨屋の前を通ったら、ペンギン型のかき氷機が売ってて、買うかすごく悩んじゃった。
Okay, Capri-Sun finished.
Okay.
Welcome back, everyone, to the podcast.
Welcome back to everyone to the podcast. Hey, can I share a fun, sort of enriching activity with you that I tried out while I was taking my 5-minute break?
Absolutely.
So tilt your head such that it's sort of like on your shoulder, such that it's at like, about a 45-degree angle, and then just kind of like walk around with this, with your head perpetually tilted, and sort of try to walk around and not hit the wall. And it's hard. And try to walk around and not feel nauseous. Very difficult. Sort of a fun little challenge.
Do this at home.
Uh-huh.
You are much more able
to do this at home
than I am. I will do it probably after the recording.
I'm trying to remember how confined to bed Ash should be at this point in his recovery. Pretty confined to bed. This will be the first week. Ash, don't do this. Do this later. Do this in like 3 weeks. Love you. Are we ready to move on?
Sure.
Okay.
So, our next card is Street Style Idol?
I clicked on the wrong ones because I misread the thing. Okay, now I'm at the right one. Ah! Why is she sideways?
We start with Diagonalitis.
She fully 45 degrees. This outfit kind of whips. A street style idol? She got like a punk shirt and ripped jeans and this sick fucking like jean jacket that fades from blue to red. It's pretty sick and has all these like weird little patches on it. She got the big hoop earrings. I don't know,
little choker around her neck.
And she's got the little choker, very important. She's in a changing room, changing into her street style clothes. There's so many sparkles, infinite amount of sparkles, and she's at a 45-degree angle so that you can see her jeans. This is a lot.
It is implied that Minori is the viewer, is the camera of this.
Minori's
She's not like literally tilted. Minori thinks very highly of Haruka, hence all the sparkles and shiny bubbles.
I see. Thinks very highly. We'll talk about this later. Minori's doing my fun activity where she's walking around with her head tilted. Very fun. I'm happy for her. I hope she's having a good time. But I also am like, it's fine. You can't even see her shoes, You can barely even see like any more of the outfit than you could see if she was, it's fine. It's nice. I get why you would do this because you want this outfit. This outfit has a lot of the little details that I like. It has little patches and things and the little button on the shirt is cute and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So you want to be able to see those details. So I understand why you want her to be big in the frame, but like, diagonal.
Yeah, diagonalitis.
So diagonal.
That's the biggest problem. They make outfits and they want to show off all of it.
You can just have vertical cards.
You can't do that in a landscape format unless you make the person too small. You just can't do that. So they resort to diagonalitis.
But you can do that. Like there's a stool right beside her. Okay? Imagine if she was like sitting on the stool and she was like kicking out her legs, and then you could see the jeans and her presumed like punk boots, street style. And you could see her whole torso, and this would be fine. Also, you can just have whatever. I play gacha games with vertical cards, and I love a vertical card. That's the orientation of a card. That's what cards are. Like in real life, I hold a card in my hands, and I hold it vertically. And I don't understand why you do this just to hurt me.
You do this just to hurt all of us.
It's fine. It's a nice outfit. It's cool. It's a cool outfit. I get it. And, like, I can forgive it because my eyes have sort of adjusted. This is because of my walking around with my head held diagonal activity. It's a tolerance activity, but yes, very diagonal. But also, this jacket is sick. I want this jacket. I don't really like denim, but I would own this jacket. This sort of, like, blue to red fade. Very cool.
It's a really nice jacket, I agree.
Sick jacket, bro.
Sick jacket.
Sick jacket. Moving on.
Next image. We have the train version of a street-style idol.
She has a little thing on her thigh. And detached sleeves.
She has a little thing on her thigh and detached sleeves.
Just making note of this.
At both the what's the part of the upper arm called? Just upper arm.
You know.
At both the upper arm and at the wrist, which I think is attached.
That's a
to her
cuff.
glove.
That's a glove cuff. This is
That's
normal.
Yeah.
Sometimes gloves, but yes, it is sort of. I guess sleeves have cuffs. I get what you're saying. They're at like a carnival ground? Question mark. It's very bright, but also very like abstract. This must be a Sekai. Oh, they're at a carnival ground, but it's also a stage. There's heart balloons. Yeah. She has a little hat. She's in like sort of a very sort of standard idol outfit with a little skirt. Oh, the skirt has little sort of glowy rings. Not the like rings, not the strings of beads. They're covered in glowing strings of beads all over. But she also has these like neon lines all over her that are kind of sick. She's got like a big bow. Minori is here. That's why I'm saying they. Minori's here. She's grabbing Minori's arm and pulling her towards the camera. Minori looks very shocked by this. Like, no, I don't want to take a picture. And they have basically the same outfit, except Minori is orange and she is sort of white and black and yellow. These are her colors. I'm sort of figuring out.
Blue.
I'm figuring it out. They've got these, and also there's a stage around them, but they're also at the carnival? Question mark? Anyway.
They're also at the carnival. The theme of this event was a bunch of characters go to a theme park.
This is a busy image. It's not too. Yeah, it's not the last image. It doesn't make me want to die, but it is fairly busy. But it's okay. The focus is decent. I like Minori is kind of like flustered. I don't really understand what she's flustered about. Oh my god!
She's flustered about Haruka being so close with her.
We'll talk about this later. Haruka sure is close to her. We'll talk about this later. Yeah, Haruka's doing a classic. She's sort of pointing a finger up and doing a wink at the camera. She loves to do a wink at the camera. Her favorite thing. Whenever the camera exists, diegetically, she always winks.
I would also include so many other winking at camera.
Oh, this is just a normal thing. A lot. The detached sleeves of Project Sekai wink at the camera. Why is Minori so flustered?
Because of Haruka.
We'll talk about this later.
Next image.
Well, I just want to say about this image that do you have anything more to say about this image? First of all, what do you like about this image? Why you pick this image?
I picked this image because it's the first image specifically is a distinct change of pace for Haruka and her outfits. Because again, a street style idol.
A street style idol? Hey, you've correctly identified why I don't like the second idol. Why I don't like the second image. Because she's no longer a street style idol. She's just in like a normal idol. Where's her street style? Her cool jacket! Why don't I get a cool render of her cool jacket? Why do they hate me personally? I just want her to look cool. I bet Minori would feel even more flustered if Haruka grabbed her by the arm while wearing that jacket, if you know what I mean. Anyway, now we can move on.
Alright. Let's see. The next image I picked is Connect Even the Heart. It's a bit further down.
Connect Even the Heart.
The EN title of this is still Connect Even the Heart. The quote is, "Let's sing together."
Even the Heart. In this one, she's an idol. She's wearing her little, well, it's slightly different. She's wearing an outfit that has, it's sort of like a fucking, I keep wanting to say Dr. Pepper. That's not the thing. The Beatles.
Dr. Pepper.
No, the Beatles album. Dr. something. Dr.
I don't know this Beatles album.
The Beatles Doctor. It is Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Sergeant Pepper. Fuck, that's why it felt wrong. Anyway, she's wearing... Sorry. She's wearing the Sergeant Pepper little kind of like... a little top that's that sort of general's uniform that has the sort of like... the double buttons with the sort of cords between the buttons. And she has a cute little tie. She's on an idol stage. She's reaching out to you, the viewer, in the audience with a hand, offering you a hand, saying, come sing with me. That's why the quote is like that. There's some balloons behind her. There's people in front of you are holding up glow sticks. Normal idol performance stuff, one presumes. This top is nice. I feel like the skirt is a little boring, but that's okay. Just a little layered skirt. Big bow. And, you know, you're reaching out to her, or someone in front of you is reaching out to her. It's ambiguous whether this is my arm or the arm of someone near me.
This is the viewer's arm.
The viewer's arm.
Minori.
We'll talk about this later.
This is from Minori's memory of seeing Haruka in concert for the first time. And so, Haruka went out on one of those, like, mobile stages that goes out into the audience. And so she was reaching out to the fans. Minori was also reaching out because that's what you do as a fan.
And this not for any other reason.
I mentioned earlier that I made an edit of. I need to find...
She's reaching out to Haruka because she's a fan of her music and not for any other reason. What is this edit?
I made this in-game.
Birb has sent me a picture. I see. Birb has sent me a picture of Haruka holding out a pill, and it says, we'll send this to Ash, and then Ash can put it on the co-host.
Minori and Haruka taking ibuprofen together, circa 2018, colorized.
Good edit. Very funny.
This is literally the let's take ibuprofen together pose.
Let's take ibuprofen together. This image is nice. It's fun in a sense because like it's not the trained one, but it's still very fancy. It kind of looks like a trained image. It's very fancy and sparkly and fantasy, even though it is like technically their real life, and that sort of makes it stand out and is fun. I don't have a ton to say about this image. It's fine. I like her little top. I think it's cute.
I love the hues of blue. I keep saying this.
The hues of blue are nice. This sort of like purple into blue kind of thing it's got going on with these sort of like sharp like sprites of gold. It's nice. I enjoy it. Pleasant. Next image.
Pleasant.
Connect the heart. This is trained. I keep wanting to say uptie. I'm permanently damaged. She, in a little framed photograph, sort of. She's like, there's this weird wooden frame, and she's standing in front of it, and she's got this really nice dress. This is a Cardcaptor Sakura-esque image. She's wearing a dress with the little Cardcaptor Sakura wings at her back. She's wearing this really nice kind of like yellow dress. This like layered yellow dress. It kind of looks like Princess Peach's dress is the best way that I can describe it.
Yeah.
She has these weird little bracelets that are too high on her hand that have little bows. She's several bows in her hair for some reason. And she's standing in front of this like wooden frame that's covered in ivy and has this like three-leaf clover motif. There's little three-leaf clover sparkles around, and then there's these wings that look like the wing icon from Cardcaptor Sakura. And she's like, she is like standing in this frame, and she's looking out at the viewer with what I would describe as a loving expression. She's got like a shiny little blush on her face. Her eyes are sparkling. She's so happy to see you. This image is kind of weird, but I like it. I like looking at it.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
It's got so
Or
many
this
weird
was the
little
event that
details
I
that
got
are
tier
weird.
50 on.
I'm proud of you. Top 50.
Yeah,
Local
I kept
expert.
the default Haruka for this event because it looks a lot better, and my name was literally "Take ibuprofen with me."
Oh, no, I like this
I
art
went all in
better.
on the bit.
This art is weird, but
This art is not as good in my opinion.
I really like it. Something about the colors. It's just like I get what you mean about the blue, but it's I've looked at so little of the art of this game, and already I'm sort of tired of idols, which I know is bad because
Yeah,
you know.
this is the idol. This is like one of the idol characters.
But
Oh,
I
idol.
love the green, green and the gold is really pleasing on my eyes. Like the green and the green and the gold and the blue is really nice for me. I really like it. It makes me happy. She looks happy to see me. Do you think this is from Minori's perspective? Are we still in Minori's perspective?
Very possibly. I think that this is more just like ephemeral world.
Well, it's transferring over from the first one, which was from Minori's perspective.
Yeah.
So maybe this is Minori's.
The rest of the card set has everyone like posing like with a photograph frame.
I see.
Like they are both in and out of the frame.
There's so many weird little details in the background of this. It's got like books. It's got like these sort of block letters. I guess it's in this kind of like child's room looking thing.
Yeah.
It's weird, but I like it. I like looking at this image. It's like I don't understand why it's
theming
diagonal.
For the rest of the set is basically current Minori bringing child Minori through to like the other side of the mirror where she's like a successful idol, basically showing her dream.
Sure.
And it's very nice. I think that's why it resembles a child's room in that way.
I don't understand why we have to be on a slight diagonal still, but like it's okay.
We don't need to.
We'll live.
So then it doesn't look a little too weird.
Sure. It's fine. It makes me tilt my head to look at it correctly, which is not what I want to be doing. I just want it to look nice, but it's okay. It looks. I like it. If I soften my eyes, I really like looking at this image. The ivy wrapping on the frame is really nice. The little spots of green in this one particularly really get me, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
But you don't like it so much? Not a big fan?
Not as much as the untrained. Fascinating. The untrained is amazing. Ibuprofen.
Right. Oh, it's the personal connection. It's the emotional connection.
Yeah.
I see. I understand.
saw ibuprofen post and went, I'm gonna make this a joke and make it my personality for these 10 days.
And now it's the only image that you can ever think about in your entire life.
I really do like the potted plant of clover. That's a really neat touch.
Yeah, agreed. I like it. I don't know. It just makes me happy. It makes me happy when she's happy. It makes me less happy when she's working. Things I'm learning about how I feel about Minori. It makes me happy when she looks at, or not Minori, Haruka. It makes me happy when she looks at Minori. We'll talk about this later.
We'll talk about this later.
Next one. I made you add this one to the list because I was scrolling through these images to see if there was any
very reasonable
I had to talk about. And I was like, what the fuck is this? We have to talk about this. So we're talking about Glittering Flood. We're talking about the first Glittering Flood.
Glittering Flood or
Glittering Flood?
Drowning and Dazzlement.
Glittering Flood?
This is, again, Minori as a viewer. And Haruka saying, welcome, ya.
She looks great in cat ears.
She looks great in cat ears.
Yeah, she's like in her little school uniform, but she's wearing cat ears, and she has like a suspiciously realistic looking cat tail. And she's doing the little nya hands, and she's covered in sparkles. And she's just like in the classroom, and there's the blackboard in the background with like a poster. It doesn't matter. But she's just a little kitty cat.
Just a cat girl now.
Tons of sparkles, tons of bubbles. You know how this goes by now. I like this. I feel like for some reason, the like way this is drawn really strikes me over some of the other ones. I don't know why. I feel like the shading's really nice. The like fabric, like I can really feel how the fabric feels. It's a little bit heavy and it's sort of a little bit loose on her and soft, and it's just like the way the fabric falls and is shaded is really nice on this, weirdly. I feel like her face kind of perpetually freaks me out, but like in this one it looks okay. Her like collarbone is drawn nicely, weirdly. These cat ears looks nice. I just like the way that she is drawn in this image for some reason that I can't describe over the other images. I don't know. She's a little kitty cat, extremely diagonal also.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't need to. It's fine. We don't have to get into it every time, except that we do. She doesn't have to be this diagonal. Like we don't need to. We can't even see. Like she isn't even wearing anything under this skirt that we need to be able to see. Like I don't understand. And if she's not diagonal, then you have so much more space in the image, and you can do other things. Like we could be using this horizontal space that we have. We could be using this landscape to do things, put things in the image and like contribute to it, and instead we're not, and that's okay. But why she's so diagonal?
Don't worry, there's only 2 more images after this that I think have this problem.
That we're looking at. Diagonalitis is a plague.
Yeah. Diagonalitis is pervasive, unfortunately. It went fully horizontal one time.
Do you have anything to say about this one?
It's Haruka as a cat girl. What more is there to say?
What more could you want, honestly? Glittering Flood.
I'll tell you what more we could want. Next image. Has a gun.
Bloodborne. We had to look at this because I was looking through it and I was like, oh, there's one as her as a cat girl, and then I was like, oh, there's one of her as Bloodborne, and then I was like, wait, these are the same image? These are in the same. She a cat girl and then she turned into Bloodborne? What?
This was a Halloween-themed event.
Oh, okay. I understand. This makes so much more sense. I was so confused.
Girl in the classroom.
It's Bloodborne?
Hunter from Red Riding Hood in the fantasy world.
I see. She turned from the beast into the hunter, like in Bloodborne. Also, this outfit is kind of sick. I wish that, like, if we're gonna have this horizontal space, use it for something other than, like, making them diagonal, because like we could still see the whole outfit, but she could be doing a cool pose in which she's aiming her gun and like down on, and anyway, it's fine. I think increasingly mad at the concept of 45 degrees. Anyway, this outfit is fucking sick. She got a little vest and a little coat and like she's got this like huge ascot, this huge flowing ascot with a little rose thing and these like fucking pauldrons and these puffy sleeves and these stupid boots. These boots are so stupid. They're like tall and blue with like white collars and like white on the tips and these gold accents, and she's just got a fucking gun and this like this like hat with a big feather in it, and she's giving you a little wink, but it's a very confident wink compared to the other winks. She's like, as she's tipping her hat to you, and she's like, I've got this. I'll slay the beasts. Don't worry.
I'll kill the big bad wolf. Don't you worry.
Don't you worry. I'll slay the beasts, and then you can keep having your party, and then we can all keep drinking the healing blood, and there will be no consequences to this. I've got it, babe. I've got it, babe. It's funny. This image is funny. I sick outfit. Why it makes okay. Halloween was such a simple answer for how do we get from Catgirl to Bloodborne? Now I understand. But it was so striking to me as I was scrolling through the images. I just like
they also do this weird themed around Red Riding Hood.
They also do this weird thing where she's like
Halloween.
Her body is diagonal, but she's like tilting her head to be slightly less diagonal. They do this all the time, and if you like tilt your head to look at her, then I guess she's nodding her head, so it works a little bit here, but it often looks kind of weird. It's fine. Diagonalitis, the disease of humanity. Anyway,
kind of a shame.
She's going to go fix the disease of humanity, kill all the beasts.
I love how ornate the detailing on the gun is from what we can see.
Yeah, it's really nice.
It just looks like really good metalwork.
Yeah, this whole outfit just like looks really nice. It's got a very sort of comic book shading style. It's got these very sort of like deep
Oh,
shadows,
yeah.
like deep wells of light and deep shadows, very sort of cell shaded. This is a little different to how this is different from how the first one was shaded, which was shaded in a very different way. But it looks really nice. It makes her look very fantasy because she looks like she's from a comic book. And it just looks sick. It's a sick image, generally, broadly. I think we can move on.
I think we can move on to
Oh, you did add this one.
our,
I wasn't sure that
our
you
next
would.
image. This place I've returned to. Also known as this place I've returned to. I don't look at these.
Mm-hmm.
I did not look at the localization beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
Here she is, standing a little off to the side of a recording shoot in her fancy new outfit that they got from one of the previous events, where she has in her hair there's a hairpin that has two blue bows and has little curvy metal bits to it. Then her I don't know how to talk about dresses. She has a nice blue collar, and around that collar she has a blue ribbon that's tied together with an orange three-leaf clover,
Brooch.
and she has all ruffles down her vest, and a detached sleeve on one side only.
Oh, just the
I
one.
feel like this is
Just the
notable.
one sleeve. Single sleeve.
Just the one. And then around her waist area there's whatever that's called. I want
Uh,
to say corset, but I know that's incorrect.
it's not a corset, but it's corset shaped.
Yeah, corset shaped thing that's brown and white, brown on the outsides, white on the insides, separated by some more orange three-leaf clover pins. Are like metallic and gem-like.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have quite a few layers to the skirt part with with like a pastel rainbowy unders. Like I don't know what that part of the skirt is
That would
called.
be her petticoat. Her petticoat has
Yeah,
these
the
sort of
petticoat.
like rainbow detailings, three-leaf clover detailings, and it's just sort of white and fluffy. And then she has these sort of like layers of flowy skirts on over it, two different layers of different blues. Um, I like it. She watched the performance. I like this one. This is them using the landscape well. They use the landscape well in this one. It has like
Yeah, I agree.
motion. There's motion to this image. All of the things are looking in the same direction. And so you kind of like you can follow her eyes, and it doesn't go anywhere, but it has motion lines in a way that I really enjoy. It even still is like weirdly a little bit diagonal, but like it's fine because like this means that she's looking up at the thing in sort of like if you follow her eyes, she's tilted just a little bit such that she's looking up. And so she's looking up at this like idle recording, presumably, that she's shooting, and it's really nice. She has her hands sort of clasped pleasingly. All the lights are sort of everything's kind of like pointing towards this focal point. It's really nice. I like this image a lot. This is them using the landscape well, like landscape orientation well, and I really like looking at it. It's pleasant. Big camera
Yeah.
also. I love big camera.
Yeah.
This guy.
Those are very big cameras, I agree.
Shout out to this guy.
I like that her expression looks like she's very confident.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
It's this place that she's returning to.
This place that she's returning
AKA idol shoots.
Idol shoots. Pleasant image. Not my favorite, but I like it. It's got good composition. Enjoy this composition. Shoutouts. Next image.
Next image. Diagonalitis.
Extremely
The
diagonal.
bane of Ivy's existence.
Uh-huh. You can explain this one. I'm getting a little
I
tired.
will try my best. In her hair, she has like a half headband, sort of hair clip, that has some like lotus detail, has red lotus flower and then white lotus detailings along the rest of it. Her dress is effectively, it's like a two-layer dress where she has a red petticoat, then one the one half of her dress is in black, and a little roughly there's an outline of pearls along the edge of the skirt. Then the other half of her dress, which matches up with her buttons, is like a creamy white, and then by her neck she has a red and white bow with what looks to be, is that a bell? I'm not sure if that's a bell. Some sort of bell, metallic, gemstone-y looking thing. It's a little vague.
Uh-huh.
Her sleeves are like, they open up really wide at the elbow.
Yeah,
And
the whole thing is her
yeah.
dress is kind of fin-like. She's these really, really open sleeves.
It is fin-like.
And then also
That's a
she's got these
good way
weird
to describe it.
fins coming off of her dress, like a white fin and a black fin on each side.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then she's like jumping
Yeah.
across these massive lily pads in this massive. I guess they're lotus. I guess they're lily pads.
Yeah.
But there's big lotuses also. She's
Yeah.
either really small or she's in a really big garden, and there's frogs. One of the frogs is very annoyed that she's jumped on this lily pad. Action shot. Water splashing. Water splashing looks nice.
It does look really well. It does look really nice. She has weird socks.
She does have weird socks. I guess they're socks and not
weird
just like
socks.
weird detailing on her legs. She's got these weird like
Those are
cloud socks that like
Yeah.
are completely transparent in parts. It's very strange. And then heels, which seems inadvisable for this environment. I would not be jumping around on lily pads in heels, but like, you know, you do your thing, girl. Oh. Taking a break.
I am sorry, I was interrupted.
That's fine. I think the reason why I picked this image, why I picked this set of images was that I just like, I didn't know about Sekai yet. Chat, she doesn't know. And so I was like, hey, Birb, why is she at TV and then she in Water Lotus Land? But now I know about
It's just
Sekai,
fantasy
and this
world.
makes perfect sense. We don't even need to talk about it. Sekai.
You don't even need to talk about this.
This
Because Ivy now understands.
Now I understand Sekai. Clearly. It's more clearly than I've ever understood anything in my
Very
life.
clearly.
Diagonalitis also. This one is like a little bit more forgivable because it's an action shot, and so like the tilted camera makes a little bit more sense, kind of. But like
Yeah.
it's so people have been drawing images for so long. We know how to put a person in a landscape oriented thing without it. It's fine. I like how the flowers look.
These guys don't know.
This one noticeably, it has sparkles, but this is gonna sound weird. All of the sparkles in this one are diegetic. They're the sparkles of the various little drops of water and stuff, and it doesn't have this weird Instagram filter feeling.
Love diegetic sparkles.
Which is nice. These frogs are real cute. This one's really pleasing to look at. The background's really pleasing, but her dress is really weird, and her like, she's tilted in a really weird way. And this one is just like, it doesn't freak me out. It's just kind of weird. It's a weird one. Why does she go from TV studio to jump on lily pad? Is this what they're filming? Sekai. Oh, but like, that's it?
Sekai.
That's it? That's all you've got for me?
It's literally just that.
Okay.
That's the theme that they went for the train cards is just like really oversized flowers.
Sure.
And like sort of water stuff.
Dude, why not?
They did a good job of it with the rest of the set. But there's like no continuity between the untrained and the trained here.
That's fine. Moving on?
They're allowed to be disconnected.
I guess so. I just like it so much when they're connected. It makes me so happy.
I agree.
It's fine. It's fine. Moving on.
Alright, moving on. We have Luxurious Night.
Luxurious
so
Night.
delicious.
Yeah, she eating food. Delicious looking food. She's like in her little formal wear. I don't want to say this is a kimono because I don't know enough about traditional Japanese robes, but she's wearing like a traditional Japanese robe. She's at like she's either at home or she looks like she's at home. She's at home or at someone's house enjoying like a really nice sort of festival meal, it feels like. Again, she's in her formal robes. And formal dress, whatever. She's just got all these little bowls of all these little side dishes that she's eating with rice. She's got a little bowl of soup. There's some like fun. There's just like a bunch of. There's some steam. There's some like dumpling. There's some little golden saucers that may be filled with dumpling, and there's steam coming off of them. And she is like, she's like holding a hand in front of her mouth. And her cheeks are full, and she's sparkling. She's so happy to be eating this thing, and I'm really happy for her. And in the foreground is another person also eating.
That is Shizuku also eating, yeah.
Shizuku. And she's just really happy to be eating this nice food, and I'm really happy for her. Good for her.
Yeah.
Really
I
pleasant.
like how here the sparkles are emanada and not just Instagram filter.
Yes. Correct. Nice. They express an emotion. It's nice. I enjoy it. She's so happy to be eating this food, and I'm so happy. It makes me so happy to look at her being happy. I like it when she's happy about things. She deserves it. This tasty looking image, really nice. Something about this like sliding door and this just chair in the background really does it for me, and making it feel homely. You know, we're in the dining room, and over there is the living room, and after we're done eating, we're gonna go sit down and chat and have a nice time. It's just pleasant. This is pleasant to look at. I'm happy. It makes me happy. Nice warm tones contrasting. You like it when things are very blue, but I actually really like the really warm tone ones, I'm realizing, because she's so blue, and so it gives the image some contrast naturally. She sticks out as like this bright blue sapphire being, or sparkling sapphire eyes in this just like warm, rich, homely environment. It makes me happy. I like looking at this image a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Pleasant. Do you have anything else to say?
It is very pleasant. No, I think you got all of it. I would eat this food.
Of course, obviously. This, like, homemade food is probably made by her, like, fucking mom. I bet it's fucking perfect and delicious. I'd love to eat a little side dish with a little bite of rice. Fantastic. So happy for her.
Fantastic.
Moving on.
Shall we go to the next image?
This one I actually was about to add to our list, and I noticed you already had it. So I was like, well, okay. Glad we're on the same page. All right. She's in Maple Treeway from Super Mario Wii. She's not... Well, she's in, like, this is a fall scene. She's walking through, like, a sort of path. There's, like... You know, there's a little sort of wooden bridge, there's a little sort of shrine in the background, but mostly just these, like, rich red and orange Japanese maples and maple leaves falling down all around her as she clutches a book. She's wearing sort of like a heavy, sort of fall dress, with gloves and a little hat, a little beret. Her hair is long suddenly, which is fine and also cute. It's in this big sort of loose braid. She's got a little dress, it's really nice, and it's just like a really sort of rich, warm toned image. She almost doesn't stand out that much in this one because like the light is so, this warm like sunset light is so overpowering that it like consumes all of her blue almost and makes her a little bit gray, and she looks kind of sad. But she but it's just really nice. I just like looking at it. I don't know what she's doing here with this book, but she's going to read Dream of the Red Chamber, presumably at the park, one of my favorite activities. And she's just nice. again, like she looks kind of sad in a sort of pleasing way. It's sort of a melancholy image. Fall is here, and it's really beautiful, but it's sad. You know how it goes.
Yeah. I call it wistful.
Wistful. Bitches are so wistful. God, wistful. Why'd you pick this image? What do you like about this image?
I picked this image because I really love, like, you say that I'm a big fan of blue tones, which I am, but also, like, this is such excellent use of the warm tones, especially with the lighting, to make it look like you're really there. Because if you were really here, it would look this washed out. And I find this is like this is the only image that I picked that has a hairstyle for the trained.
It's nice.
Because the limited cards in this game have unique hairstyles for that specific card.
Her big loose braid is really nice.
Yeah.
There's some
it
nice
looks really good on her.
There's some nice compositional things too, is like, you know, the branches on the trees in the foreground are sort of pointing in the same direction that the bridge is going, which is like the direction of the path, but then it's sort of like, so you like your eye follows the branches of the tree leaves and then, you know, sees her face and then keeps going and it sweeps across the bridge, and then this other branch in the bottom right sort of sweeps you around across the path, and like, so you sort of like follow the path that she has walked along this with your eyes, and that's really pleasing to me. I love when motion through composition, lovely, tasty, delicious. Nom 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 nom.
Yeah. It's very nice looking. I wish I were here.
Yeah.
I wish this was what fall was like more often.
I can't look at this image forever. We have to move on. We're almost done. Fucked up.
We're gonna get orange blinded.
I know. I'm looking at this next one and I'm like, it's so blue.
Now we have this next image. The background doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Here we have featuring Tuxedo Sam.
Featuring Tuxedo Sam.
This game did a Sanrio collaboration. And so every character got assigned a Sanrio character. And Haruka's is Tuxedo Sam because she loves penguins.
She loves penguins. She's in a little tuxedo, but not because she has a skirt on. She has a little hat. They have matching hats. She has a little candy cane. Presumably this is important to Tuxedo Sam because he also has the little candy cane. And they're just hanging it out. Little tuxedo Sam on her hand. She's doing a little pose. She's really excited to be here with her little penguin friend.
Doing a different character that had a 4-star with the Sanrio characters, but also like I don't particularly care about those characters very much.
Yeah.
So I picked a character that I cared about. And also, this is very cute.
This is cute. This is a nice place to end on. Also, it's a nice place to end on because we get to see what all the like not 3-star and above images are. Yeah. Which is it's just the guy over a sort of abstract background. It's cute, pleasant. She's happy. I'm just happy when she's happy.
She's happy. We love when she's happy.
We love when she's happy. Anything more to say about this image, or can we wrap up?
We can wrap up.
Sick.
Shall we do numbers?
We should do numbers. Absolutely.
We should do numbers.
If people are new to the show, because we're covering this game, we do a thing called numbers, in which we assign people a score from 0 to 6 of their cute and their appealing and their Kinsey score. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Numbers. What's her numbers? She's cute.
Okay.
How cute?
Starting with cute. What do we think for cute? I'm feeling either a 5 or a 6.
Okay. I'm willing to go with this. I mean, she's just cute. I mean, she's an idol. It almost feels like cheating. Because
it almost feels like cheating.
They present her as so saccharine. And that implores me to do sort of like a retaliatory 5. But she love a penguin. She love her little penguin. She make a look really good cat girl, you know?
Some of the images that I skipped are extremely cute.
She's cute.
Like, the world's best smile. or the world's cutest smile. It's just
I don't
baby
want to look at the
Haruka.
world's cutest
Smiling.
smile. The world's cutest smile freaks
Yeah,
me
don't
out.
look at it too long. The proportions are weird because baby.
It freaks me out. Baby.
Yeah.
I'm fine with either of those numbers. Just pick a number. It's your house.
Let's say a 6 for cute.
Okay, 6 cute. Very cute. She's just, she's cute. She love her friends. She cute. Agreed. How appealing do you think?
Appealing? I would say... Oh, 5.
A 5, man. High scores. Not that high scores are better than low scores, of course. We say this all the time. Why would you say that she's a 5 appealing?
I would say that she's a 5 appealing because a lot of these outfits are really well put together. And
good mass appeal, I
she
understand.
is also an idol. It is her job.
Right, but would she be fun to hang out with? Is she canonically fun to hang out with?
I think that she would be canonically fun to hang out with. She keeps hanging out with people.
Minori certainly finds her appealing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean.
Yeah. So...
Uh-huh. How do we feel about her last number? It's time to talk about it.
I would like to preface this by saying no one in this game is under a 3. Except maybe the vocal one.
No one in this... writing this down in my notes about Project Sekai. No one in this game is under a 3. Gotcha.
This is not official. However, no one in this game is
no one in this game is under a 3. Listen, we have eyes. We have eyes. Listen, listen, please, let's go back up to the hardworking you untrained. Definitely over a 3. Definitely over a 4.
Definitely over a 3. I don't quite want to call this a 6.
We've
Not
never
quite.
called anyone a 6 in the entire podcast, which is funny to me.
This is purely because we don't know these characters' sexualities.
I
There
guess
is no
so.
canon confirmation. But there's no, definitive...
It's
they
about
are gay for
vibes.
each other.
Listen, we're queering Project Sekai. We can queer it as much or as little as we want.
Yeah.
We don't have to say a 6. Also, she can be a little bit looser, and she can, to me, the difference between a 5 and a 6 is broadly, it's not is there indication that you're slightly interested in men? It's are you sort of, a little bit looser and still sort of figuring it out? But I think it's fun to call her a 6, just because she clearly is extremely deeply in love with her friend. And also her friend is extremely deeply in love with her, and this is funny to me. I don't know why funny is the word. And they don't tell each other this. That's 6 behavior. Not telling each other is 6 behavior. Just keep it inside. Just bottle it up. 6 behavior.
Okay, I'm going to
6,
forward you
5,
one more
6.
image that is so 6 behavior of Minori specifically.
Okay.
Not the character we're talking about.
No, but irrelevant to this discussion.
Very relevant.
I'm just looking to the hardworking you, and I'm like, man, 6 image.
Copy image. DM Ivy.
Hello, thank you for DMing me.
This is titled Her Back That Makes Me Curious.
Her back that makes me curious. It's a picture of them in class, and Haruka's in the foreground and is doing her test, and Minori's in the background holding a book in front of her face while she looks very... There's flowers all over her back that makes me curious.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we can end it there.
Yeah, we can.
Her back that makes me curious. Thank you so much for being here, Birb. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
And thank you for listening,
I'm very
dear
glad
viewer.
to be here too.
Hi, Ash.
For putting up with us.
Hi,
Ash. We love you. Get better.
Wow, that was so... Get better. You fucking better get better. Or I'll be bad. Don't die. Anyway, thank thank you for joining us for our first stop on the Great Gacha World Tour. There are still several stops to go. Do I want to tease what's happening next time? I'm also recording these out of order, so it's a little disorienting. Hang on, why don't I tell you what's happening in the next one, and then you can live react to it. This is the first one, yes. Do you want to know what's happening in the second one, and then you can live react to it without saying anything?
No.
Okay, it's this.
Oh, interesting.
Uh-huh.
I will love to listen to this when it comes out.
Uh-huh. With someone who is absolutely an expert in this topic, the most expert in this topic I've ever met.
Might I have the privilege of knowing who it is? Do I know who it is?
It's just a friend of mine.
Oh, it's just a friend of yours. Okay.
You know their wife, but that's not important. Like you distantly are aware of her wife, which is very important, but it's just a friend of mine, who is very learned in this topic, and so I'm so excited. I'm so excited to talk to her about it.
Their wife.
Honestly, me talking about this game's art was a huge influence in starting this podcast. I'm not even kidding. So look forward to that next time. And please keep your hands and feet
you should too
inside the vehicle. Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.